The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call the member for Hasluck.
Deputy Speaker, I rise to speak on the motion put forward by the member for Blair, Mr Newman. This is an issue that I take particular interest in, and I thank the member for raising a matter of such importance. In my electorate, I regularly meet with a group of parents and caregivers of people with a disability so that I can better understand the challenges that having a disability or having a loved one with a disability can present. These meetings give members of the community a chance to discuss what daily life involves for their family and how their circumstances could be improved. Many things have been achieved through this group, and one issue that has been brought to my attention is how much red tape people with a permanent disability have to go through to reprove that they have a disability year after year. The process is time-consuming, disruptive and frustrating. One of my aspirations as a Member of Parliament is to see government departments imposing less red tape when dealing with people with a disability. I now have a greater understanding of the need for reform in this area through my experiences with the group of parents and caregivers. I would like to join with the member in commending disability advocates and business employing people with a disability. I am fortunate enough to represent many members of the community in my electorate of Hasluck who are part of such organisations. I am particularly proud to have a member of the Disability Advocacy Network Australia in my electorate and the Midland Information, Debt and Legal Advocacy Service Incorporated, also affectionately known as MIDLAS, in the community. Deputy Speaker, I'd like to congratulate Maria and the team of Friendship Cafe in my electorate on the work they do for the community of Hasluck. The Friendship Cafe is an example in which they provide employment pathways and training to young adults with disabilities. The cafe is an excellent example of including and empowering people with a disability, and I hope to see many more initiatives like this in the future. I was honoured to be there for the opening of the Friendship Cafe, and I'd like to thank the staff for the excellent work that they do. There are many other wonderful community organisations in Hasluck that I deal with regularly, including the Hills Community Support Group and the Foothills Information and Referral Service. Of course, more work needs to be done. In the 2009 Bureau of Statistics survey of disability, ageing and carers, 78.6% of people without a disability age 15 to 64 were employed, compared to just 50% of the people with a disability. Deputy Speaker, the group of parents and caregivers that I meet with are always very honest in communicating with me about the challenges they face, and I always appreciate their input. I remember hearing at one particular meeting how parents of high school leaving age children with a disability were worried about whether their children would be able to go on to higher learning. Members of the group are also worried as to whether or not their children would be able to find employment and fit in at a workplace. As Members of Parliament, I believe it's important for us to look at more effective approaches to creating pathways for people with a disability, from school to higher education to employment. It is also important that we encourage the general public to give opportunities to people with a disability and to engage them in the workplace. I want to congratulate all businesses who are currently employing people with a disability. Having a job is not only creates financial benefits for people with a disability, but also a sense of independence, purpose and pride. I'd like to close by encouraging more businesses to offer this sense of reward, along with the many benefits of employment to people with disabilities in our community. And in particular, I would like to see a reality check done in respect to the businesses who have the capacity to provide the employment pathways. In talking with one particular young lady at a forum, she addressed the issue of her concern and then burst into tears because she had been applying for a job in a secretarial role but had not been successful. And even though there are job-related services to support people with disabilities, she was not able to be successful. I'm at the moment working with a couple of companies hoping to find her a permanent job. The heartache of her context is that her mother is dying of cancer. She has no father to care for her once her mother dies. And in that situation, she is extremely worried as an individual about her own future. I want to say that there are many others who would be in similar circumstances, and I would hope that within the industry and the business sectors that there is a compassionate consideration to giving them real jobs that provide them with an opportunity to a pathway that is both rich and meaningful and that will enable them to enjoy the fulfilment of life. I support the sentiments of the member for Blair. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.